Radio Rahim with Bo Mack. Once again, man, you got a hell of a fight ahead of you. You're in a corner with a guy that has a hurdle in front of him. Maurice Hooker is a hell of a fighter. Prograis is a hell of a fighter. But when you were up there on the stage just a few minutes ago, you didn't seem to have any doubt whatsoever that your hell of a fighter was going to have an easy time come April 17th. What is it about Regis Prograis that makes him an easy fighter for Maurice Hooker?
Like I was telling everybody on the stage, man, you got to understand Prograis' style. And once you start understanding his style, you can pretty much beat the fighter. Now, I ain't taking nothing away from Prograis. Prograis is a tough motherfucker, man. But once I start understanding his style and I get the fighter to understand his style, it's going to be an easy night for us.
Maurice Hooker, like you just told me, you guys have known each other a long time. You guys aren't strangers. But for you to officially be in his corner and responsible for his career as a corner man, that's new. What do you bring to the table that early in his career, before you came and became a part of his camp officially, that he was missing?
Nothing. Because for the simple fact that, we had been working with Maurice and his old team for his championship fight when he beat Flanagan. He worked right along with us. He ate right along with us. He sparred right along with us. He worked past right along with us. So we knew him. We knew him then. We worked with him before when Terrence needed some sparring down in Dallas. We worked with him again when he fought Salcedo. So I know Maurice in and out. Only thing you got to change about Maurice is just change the type of style that he's going to fight. He's an all-around fighter. And he do things good, then he don't do things good. So you just take those and try to make those better, and then make what he does good, make it better. And then just, both you and the fighter get on the same page along with the team and discuss and come up with the right game plan that's going to beat the style that he's facing.
Now, the 140-pound division doesn't just have one fight here to discuss, because this is still fight week for Mikey Garcia and Jesse Vargas. What do you think of that fight? Who do you have winning it?
That's going to be a good fight. Both fighters are tremendous fighters. Most likely, Mikey Garcia is probably the favorite. I probably will go with with that favorite. He's more of a patient fighter. He's got a little bit more pop to his punches, and he probably got a little bit more championship experience.
Now, for Mikey's sake, he says he's open to coming down to 40 or staying at 47. But we know that there's another boogeyman at 47 that is always in the conversation we talk about in the elite in that division. Obviously, we're talking Terrence Crawford. Could you see a Terrence Crawford-Mikey Garcia matchup down the line?
If Mikey want to put himself on the chopping block, I'm sure Terrence don't have no problem knocking him off.
How would Terrence go about doing that? Everyone talks about the skill set that Mikey has. If he's able to sustain this weight at 47, what would Terrence's advantages be?
Just all around everything. You got the speed, you got the size, you got the boxing IQ. He probably end up stopping him probably in about 4 or 5.
In Terrence's last outing, obviously he was victorious. It was an exciting fight, closed the show. Early in the fight, there was some turbulence there. I haven't spoken to you since that fight, so I got to get your thoughts on fight night. What did you learn that night? And arguably, was it a knockdown or not from your perspective as a trainer?
As a trainer, I first thought it was a knockdown because I asked one of the trainers, and they said they didn't know. But as soon as he came back to the corner, I asked him, did he drop you? Did he hurt you? He's like, no, hell no. I was like, okay, all right. So we just went back and going to doing what we were supposed to do, fighting him in the style we were supposed to fight him in. And then after I looked at it and I looked at it close, no, it wasn't no knockdown.
We haven't seen Terrence have to kind of fight back from adversity. Knockdown or no knockdown, it was a shaky part of the fight. He clearly had to come back from something that was challenging for him. It may have been one of the few times that we've had this opportunity to see that. What did you as a trainer take from that, and has there been anything that now, since then, you've implemented in camp or things that you've worked on that gave you an opportunity to improve?
Well, one thing that I did with Terrence is after the fight, I made sure that we talked about it. And I was saying some things in the corner that he was familiar with, and some of the things that, it kind of went in one ear and maybe out the other, or he didn't get it. And then I, talked to him after the fight, and he just had one thing on his mind, is knocking that dude out. And I told him, you can knock him out, but you got to be a little bit more careful, because I said in the corner, you can't keep getting hit with those right hands. It might not hurt you, but it looked good to the judges.
Does it concern you at all that there's so much talent at 47 that doesn't seem to be at your disposal, in the sense it's difficult to make fights with this whole the wrong side of the street and all this network madness, that your fighter could get, if not bored, just not inspired from challenge to challenge, because he's not getting the fights to the guys that he wants to face?
Well, Terrence always find a challenge inside of the fighter that he's fighting. He always find a challenge to motivate him, and that's what I like about him. You ain't got to yell at him or scream at him in the gym to try to get him motivated. He always does that himself. So whoever's in front of him, he's going to find that is inspiration to go in there and do what he's supposed to do, is win. You see, he's 35-0, he's 24 knockouts, and he's just going to continue to win.
On the same stage we saw Terrence fight last, we will see Lomachenko and Lopez, Lopez, will be there this.
Okay.
So you use those two I labeled, you and Mo's name.
Okay. All right.
Will be there this summer. What are your thoughts on Teofimo Lopez versus Vasyl Lomachenko?
It's going to be a good fight. I think it's going to be a good fight. I'm anxious to see it. I'm going to be ringside. And I better be commentating the undercard. Because that's what I want to see.
We got to handicap that fight for us. How does it go?
Oh man, I see a lot of fire being thrown in that fight from Teofimo, and I just see what's the name just probably coming on in the later rounds. It's gonna be a tough one, man.
Now, they call him Lomachenko, and Lopez told me he was going to be called No More Chenko after that Saturday night. Does Loma have the ability to make Lopez quit?
I don't think so. I think if whoever wins in that fight, it's probably going to be a 12-round decision.
Now, we never expect a fighter to quit, because all these guys are warriors. And Deontay Wilder didn't quit last Saturday night. His corner decided to throw in the towel for him. When you saw that towel sail over the top rope, you as a trainer, did you think to yourself, yeah, I would have done that, or you think too early?
No, I would have done it. I would have done it. If I seen my fighter is not responding in the way he's supposed to respond in the fight, I'm going to stop it. I'm going to save his life. He got kids to look after, parents, and there's a whole slew of other stuff that's people that depended on him or he depended on. So I think it was a good stoppage, and he lived to fight another day.
What was the turn in that fight, do you think? When you were watching it, where did you see Tyson be like, oh, it's his night?
I think Fury just came out and just jumped on him right away. I just think he jumped on him right away. I don't think Wilder really was into the fight. He tried a little bit, but he just never could really get into the fight to swing the fight his way.
Did you see any correlation between that and what happened to Joshua with Ruiz? No?
No. Those are two different types of fights that went on. But I just took your hat off to Fury for what he did.
Well, that Wilder has the rematch clause option. He can exercise it, but that fight would likely need to happen before the end of the summer. If you're in his corner, are we signing that fight? Are we pulling that card?
That's not my decision to call, because I ain't gonna be in his corner.
But do you think that's a wise decision for him to go right back at Fury?
I think he needs to sit down with his team, and they make that decision together.
So for your sake, now that we've seen 2 times Wilder Fury, we've seen Joshua lose and reclaim his title, we've still got 3 top heavyweights. Give me the top 1, 2, 3 in the heavyweight division now.
Fury 1, Joshua 2, Wilder 3.
You think Wilder, would you still pick him against Joshua?
He'd knock Joshua stiff.
Radio Rahim with Bo Mac.
Out.